Adventuring is a difficult occupation. You have to deal with monsters, traveling, financial problems, unless you are really successful, and the occasional theft of your valuables to top it all off. Despite this, it's the career you chose. And a profitable career it is, too. At least that's what all the famous adventurers say. You have yet to come into bundles of money recently, so any job is welcome. That's why when you heard the rumors, well, you were more than willing. The rumors of a distant cave that held many shining jewels, piles of gold as tall as hill giants, and tons of magical trinkets besides, beckoned to you. The cave was a mass of wealth waiting to be discovered. The cave you'd heard of was the Cave of No Return. Ominous, indeed, but you doubted it was certain death. If nobody returned, how did you hear about all this wealth inside? So you charted your course and packed your bags. Setting off into the sunrise over a hilltop, you plodded along dreaming of a life of luxury. No monster or myth would stop you from the gems you'd heard described. Soon you approach your destination, and finding a sloped path downward, you walk into a wide valley. A town is nearby, so you stop to get directions. You read the sign, blacksmith. A fairly strong-looking man is managing the blacksmithy here, and you note the quality of his equipment is impressive, despite the presence of a few bad blades here and there. He carefully pays attention to the details of a suit of armor he is currently making, and he is displeased by the distraction. He brightens when, as it seems, he recalls that you may be a paying customer. He looks to you questioningly.
I haven't seen you around here before. You must be another of those travelers or adventurers or explorers or whatever you want to call yourselves. Anyway, my name is Smith. If you have need of anything to assist you in the stabbing of various fiends, I have what you're looking for.
He motions to his array of weapons and armor. I'm looking for some equipment. Smith has a variety of tools to use for the stabbing of fiends. Their quality ranges from half-decent to fairly good. You conclude your shopping. He looks up from his work to see you enter.
Yes? Is there something you need?
Is there much profit to be made in the smithing career? He nods.
It mostly depends on location. Since we're surrounded by baddies and since adventurers are pouring in, I make plenty.
Did you change your name to Smith so it matched your job? He stops and suddenly realization hits him.
Whoa.
He says with a shocked look on his face.
I never made that connection.
He looks down.
I guess that explains why people always chuckled when I told them my name.
Do you know anything about the Cave of No Return? Sam looks grim.
You shouldn't go near that place, is all I know. It's just not a good place to be.
He turns away and resumes his work. You read the sign, Balu, Magic User Extraordinaire. You enter into a small house. Apparently the sound of you entering was heard, for a voice sounds from behind the next door.
If you need me, I'm in the back room.
Next you hear a crash of glass, accompanied by a loud,
Oops.
The book on this pedestal is filled with random notes concerning alchemical concoctions. There are so many abbreviations used that you can't understand it. A wizened old man hurries about his study, or lab, or whatever one might call this particular assortment of junk he waddles through. His beard and hair are grayed from age, and there is a certain sharpness in his eyes. Nevertheless, he still seems befuddled in his attempts to find the right tool. Uncomfortably, he sorts through the piles to find something while holding a test tube in the air. When you approach, he barely looks up, but it is clear he has noticed your presence.
Wait a moment, and I'll attend to your needs.
He says in an overly loud voice, as if he can't quite hear himself.
Let me know if you see an eyedropper around here. I know I had it somewhere.
He drones off into mumblings and cursings.
Ah,
He raises up with an eyedropper in his hand.
now what did you need?
What are you making? He drops a bit of liquid into the brown substance in his hand. After carefully observing the reaction, he downs it all in one gulp.
Chocolate milk.
He says, grinning.
I was thirsty, so?
He trails off, then thinks for a moment.
Say, you wouldn't be willing to help me out a bit, would you? I'm looking for some ingredients. I'm trying to create this new potion, and it's really useful. If you could find me what I need for it, I'd give it to you.
He sees your worried looks and quickly says,
Not to worry. I know exactly how to make it, so it's no risk to drink it. Well, I know exactly how to make it except for one part. There's this book. I know it's in here somewhere, but I can't find the darned thing. Can you find it for me? It has some information I need.
I'll let you know if I see it.
Thanks. Please hurry, if you can.
Balu has lost a book he needs for his new potion. It's somewhere in his study. The old man is still conducting experiments and walking to and fro to attend to yet other experiments.
Is there something you need?
He booms without looking up. I think I found the book you needed. He is pleasantly surprised.
Excellent. I was looking for that. Thank you much.
He looks through it for a moment and then throws it across the room, disgusted.
Just as I thought.
He grumbles.
I need a lot of rare ingredients. Well, if you're willing, I'll tell you what I need and hopefully you can find them. All right, are you ready to hear what I need?
He pauses.
I need asp tongue, spider's glands, and caterpillars. Did you get all that?
Caterpillars?
Yes, caterpillars. They are absolutely essential. The key ingredient.
He waves his arms around to signify their importance.
Understand?
You nod.
Good. Now go on and find those ingredients. I can't wait to make my new potion. It'll make me famous.
He turns around to find that you are still there.
Well, go on. And don't forget, caterpillars.
Balu is searching for the following things for his new potion: spider glands, asp tongue, and caterpillars. Can you teach me any spells or alchemy? Balu prides himself on his mastery of both mage and priest spells. He is more than willing to teach you if you are willing to pay him. You finish your training. I was just wandering around. Didn't mean to bother you.
Quite all right.
He says and resumes his work. Do you happen to know anything about the Cave of No Return? Balu frowns.
Now don't you be going there. It's not prudent. That place is death itself, I swear.
He refuses to say anything more on the subject. You read the sign, City Hall. This is the room that the town has meetings in when there is a decision to be made. It seems as if it has been unused for a while from the looks of things. You enter the mayor's office, much to his displeasure. His pen busily moving, he takes only a few seconds to scan each paper, another few to write on it, and then one more to push it out of the way as he moves on to the next paper. He seems to be busy, but he still stops to talk with you.
Hello. You must be a newcomer. I am Mayor Dumaid.
You are the mayor? What do you do exactly?
Basically, I run the town's political and economical affairs. If we're in trouble, I have to come up with a solution.
He sighs.
And, regretfully, I have to deal with any paperwork.
I would like to ask you about the Cave of No Return. He looks troubled.
Yes, that. You see, there's this cave to the north of here, and it's rumored to have a huge stash of loot inside. Many adventurers have headed that way, and, naturally, did not return. The cave is a plague on this town. Nearly every day, another man passes through here, trying to get the loot of the cave. Few even make it all the way to it. No doubt everyone you've talked to expects that you won't live long. I wish I could stop you, but if you are insistent on marching to your deaths, then I cannot prevent you. The cave is to the north, through the giant's forest at least. There may be more obstacles, but all we have seen is the forest.
He sighs deeply.
It was nice knowing you, my friend.
Don't worry, I can manage myself.
I wish I could believe you. I have seen too many run to their deaths to think you could survive. I wish you luck anyway. Not that it will help.
He picks up his pen.
Now, please leave. I have to return to my paperwork.
You read the sign, Perry's Paraphernalia Emporium. As you enter the store, you hear the chime of a bell attached to the wall. The ring of it brings the vendor to attention, and he smiles at you, waiting for you to request this or purchase that. All around you are varying trinkets hung on hooks, placed upon shelves, and covering the wall so that you can hardly see it. This is certainly a well-stocked store. This short man grins at the prospect of making some cash in the next few minutes.
Hello, my good friends.
He says.
My name is Perry. Might I interest you in some useful oddities? Some nice boots, perhaps? Or these lockpicks? Maybe a toothbrush? Perry's Paraphernalia Emporium has it all, from shoes to slicers, from lockpicks to toothpicks. I can even identify your items. Feel free to browse, my friend, and let me know if you wish to make a purchase.
I'd like to make some purchases. Perry has a wide variety of trinkets here for sale. He makes small suggestions here and there, recommending not to leave empty-handed. You finish your shopping. Perry is still here, waiting eagerly for more customers. Do you carry any missiles?
No, I don't, because there's a fine store around the corner, Bubba's Projectiles, that does. You can get there through the passage in the back. This door, right here next to me.
Why are the two stores attached?
Well, it saves on the rent, plus me and him don't have to compete when it comes to dealing in missile weapons.
I have another question. Do you know anything about the Cave of No Return? Perry becomes uneasy.
I'm afraid I don't, other than that you shouldn't go near there. There's a reason for its name, mind you, so it's unlikely that you'll survive if you even do so much as approach it.
I'd like to have some items identified. Perry looks over your possessions.
Mahum. Okay. 10 gold per item.
A lazy-looking archer leans back in his chair, whittling away at a javelin rod. He looks up, carves a few more shavings off, then says,
Hello. What can I do for ya?
Pardon?
Shucks, that's just my accent. Tracks more banus at way, you know?
He looks at the table for a moment, then back up at you.
Hello. Sorry, I put on that Bubba act because it gives something people to remember me by. Don't tell anyone, though. I'd lose business.
He looks down to his carving.
So what can I get ya?
I need some missiles. Bubba offers his quality projectile weapons to you for decent prices. At least that's how you interpret it.
I got some real good weapons and fair such cheap prices, too. Who doggy?
You finish your shopping. Bubba is now working on an arrow.
Need Suam?
Heard anything about the Cave of No Return?
Nopers, nothin' at all. One dangerous place, though, that their cave is.
You read the sign, Bubba's projectiles. You read the sign, Church of the Great Fish. A middle-aged woman is seated here, seemingly deep in thought. She wakens from her reverie when you enter. After looking you over, she says,
Welcome, travelers. I am Esther of the Great Fish. If you have need of healing, I can provide it. Of course, you would have to give a donation first.
What's the Great Fish? She smiles.
I'm glad you asked. The Great Fish is the one who created the world. He was born in the and blah blah blah.
She blathers on with endless religious history of the Great Fish. That's all I wanted to know, thanks. She pauses, then shrugs.
Oh well. Let me know if you want to learn more.
Esther is still here, waiting to offer her services to the wounded. Know anything about the Cave of No Return? She frowns.
No, I'm afraid I don't know about that.
You enter to find the house completely run down and filled with junk. It has been a while since this house has been entered. You read the sign. Free ice cream inside. You suddenly become aware that you are being watched. You see a glimpse of movement in the shadows, then a half-dozen men step out of the darkness. One of them looks especially threatening as he pulls a long, vicious knife from its sheath.
Oi, I think we got one,
Says a thug.
Fell right into our trap, didn't they, boss?
Another chimes in.
Shut up, fools.
Snaps the lead man.
We can't have the whole town hearing us. Now get to work.
The sinister band readies their weapons. This woman looks very frustrated as she angrily fills out the papers on the table.
Please don't bother me right now. Taxes.
Here is a small prosperous farm which no doubt supplies the town with edibles. The owner offers to sell you some food, if you'd like. Shop for food. A farmer offers his selection of foods to you for purchase. It all looks tasty. The air here is thick and musty, and dust lines the walls. Ahead you see a few skulls lying here and there. Just as you are about to turn back from this dead end, you feel a rumbling from below. This must have been an ancient burial ground or something, because a large number of undead rise up out of the ground, thirsty for blood because of their slumber. They lurch towards you menacingly. You find a large group of rainbow-colored caterpillars on these bushes. If you want, you can collect them up. Take them. You carefully pick the caterpillars and store them. Soon after finishing, you see something else move in the bushes. Unfortunately, this thing is much larger than a caterpillar, but not much unlike one. As you enter a small damp cave, you think you hear voices somewhere within. Soon it becomes inaudible. Perhaps you were imagining things. Suddenly you get a whiff of a really strong, really horrid odor. There's some pretty bad filth somewhere nearby. You definitely hear some voices in the area ahead. You can also see the flicker of light. You'd best prepare yourselves. It seems you've stumbled upon a small group of brigands. After a few moments, they notice your presence and take out their weapons. They are well armed. Brigands don't take kindly to being found. These ones are no exception, and neither are the ones that have snuck up behind you. As you approach the militia tower, you soon realize something is wrong. Nobody is at the top of the tower, and you don't see any militia around either. You do, however, see a few brigands rallying behind you for an ambush. It appears they had ousted the men in the tower and are now using it as bait for unsuspecting travelers. At last, you beat down the final brigand, and you perform your routine search of corpses. You find quite a sizable cache of gold inside the boot of one of them. This appears to be a small mine. You see a few tools lying around, but nothing else of interest. As you pass through this group of rocks, you notice a small bit of plants near the base of one. Your knowledge of plant lore tells you that these are healing herbs, a useful ingredient in many potions. You read the sign, Tunnel to Giant's Forest. You have now entered the aptly named Wild. The terrain is extremely diverse and nowhere within is a suitable place for settlement. On one side there is Mogrim Marsh, a vast wasteland. North is the Giant's Forest, which your destination lies beyond. It will certainly be a tough journey. You read the sign, Warning, Giant's Forest, North. 3 shady-looking men approach you, and after looking you over, they draw their blades. It seems they intend to take your possessions after slitting your throat. On the corpse of the strongest bandit, you find a large sack of valuables. Could be sold for a lot. A little enclosed area higher up in the mountains is being used as a campsite for a few of the fowler species in this area. A large band of ogres and goblins, accompanied by a few pet wargs, are settled here. They are hesitant to attack you, but it looks like they would be willing to fight if you get too close. Far in the marsh, you come upon a small pile of foliage. Unfortunately, this foliage is home to a group of slightly oversized spiders. Finally, you slay the last of the beastly spiders. Nothing useful can be found except for their poison glands. You take the slimy things, determined to make use of this deadly encounter. Right before you is the feared giant's forest. The forest itself is giant. You can only see one path through the forest from here. The trees are so crowded that you can't walk between them. This must be good soil for so many trees to grow, but you don't think it will be used for agricultural purposes for a while. At least not while the giant's forest lives up to its name. You turn suddenly as you hear a rustling in the bushes, but it was nothing. In a different direction you hear a low growling-like sound. Then the forest is silent. You don't know what dwells in this forest, but you're fairly sure that it will not take a liking to you if it finds you. You enter into the small building, and, surprisingly, it is empty. As you turn to leave, the door closes with a clack noise and you find that it is locked. Someone from outside must have. Not that it matters right now, because right now a large group of ogres have somehow entered the room. You're trapped, and you'll have to fight to survive. The door opens before you can reach it. An ogre looks in, hoping to see your corpse surrounded by victorious ogres, but he is disappointed. He flees before you can slay him too. Now this is strange. It seems you've stumbled upon some buildings in this dense forest. They're of very crude make, most likely made by the ogres. Oh, before you is a towering hill giant, often a fierce enemy. For some reason, this one speaks to you.
You Dapplen ogres can trap. You prove you strong. If you not fight, I move rocks for you.
It seems he is afraid to fight you, so he offers a compromise. You take it because there's no other way you can move the rocks he speaks of. After the hill giant clears a path, he swiftly leaves the area. Once the group of snakes have been put to rest, you remove one of the asp's tongues and pocket it. Asp's tongue is often a useful alchemical ingredient, and you are sure you can find some way to profit from having one. I found some caterpillars.
Good. I'll take those.
You hand him the caterpillars. I found some spider's glands.
Good. I'll take those.
You hand him the spider glands. I found an asp's tongue.
Good. I'll take that.
You hand him the asp's tongue. I think you have all the ingredients you need now.
Why, yes I do. Thanks for reminding me. I'll have your potion in a jiffy.
He rushes over to his alchemical equipment and inserts the 3 ingredients in a bottle. After mixing them and adding something else, he hands you the fizzing, bubbling potion, smiles, and says,
Enjoy.
As you come nearer, you notice 2 large golem creatures guarding the path between the rocks. They turn toward you and stare with calculating eyes. One of them moves toward you.
Forward.
Says in a mechanical voice.
You cannot pass through here. You cannot enter the cave. We will not allow it. If you try, we will destroy you.
How did you come to be here?
Our master summoned us and commanded that we prevent adventurers from entering. He wished to stop men from killing themselves, so we are to destroy those who approach.
Then it stops, realizing the contradiction.
I recall that the master was a little drunk when he did this. Never feel this, we will obey, so do not approach or you will be killed.
Who is your master?
Our master is a powerful wizard who is revealing around, trying to benefit the world. He also, unfortunately, enjoys alcohol.
Pauses.
Anyway, do not approach or you will be destroyed.
It walks back to its position. You approach the golem despite the warning.
Foolish.
It says, and then strides forward to meet you. So this is it. This is the cave of no return. You have finally arrived at your destination. But you still have to go inside and find the treasure. This may be more difficult than it seems. You'd best be on your guard. After all, if this is the cave of no return, it's at least going to be dangerous. Oh no. Judging from all the bones and the large rune pattern on the ground, this area is trapped. Whatever happens when you approach is what killed a large number of creatures. With your fingers crossed, you step into the center of the room. At first, it seems like nothing has happened. Then you notice that it's getting colder, and the air is fogging up.
You're adventurers, aren't you? Leave. Leave this place. Leave, unless you want to. Become one of us.
It's really smelly down here.
Oi, that's just you, stinkhead.
Call me a stinkhead, will you? Well, you're a fart face, so there.
Ooh, you dirty little.
Shut up. I'm trying to be dramatic here. Well then, adventurers. If you wish to pass, kill us. End our torturous existence.
Yar.
You peer into the alcove with a start as you notice two grisly-looking figures staring back at you. Fortunately, they don't seem hostile as one of them waves at you. Even stranger, they are sitting at a desk playing chess. They don't seem to care much about your presence. They chatter cheerfully with each other as they contemplate their next move. However bizarre it may seem, this ghoul is currently playing chess with his undead pal.
Hey,
He says as you approach.
been a while since people who aren't dead came down here. Hey, when was the last time we saw one, Bert?
His friend says shortly and somewhat impatiently.
Never, Frank.
Frank turns back to you and says,
Well, my memory's been going of late. Probably cause of my brain decaying and all that, but hey, what's a ghoul gonna do about it? But anyway, I'm Frank and this is Bert.
His companion nods to you.
We've been in this pit a while, but we're still sane unlike the other ones. But enough about us. How's the world of the living been for you?
He pushes a pawn forward.
And while we're talking about you, just what are you doing down here in a death pit like this? It's not fit for living things, don't ya know?
I'm seeking the treasures deeper in this cave. He nods knowingly.
Yeah, that's what we all came for, too. I haven't gone deeper in because I'd rather just sit here, safe and sound. One death is enough for me. But good luck with your treasure hunting. I'm sure you'll need it.
How did you get down here?
Same as the rest. Wanted treasure, fought golems, lost, golems threw our corpses inside, and the lucky ones landed past the entrance trap.
Why don't you try to leave? I deactivated the trap. He laughs.
Leave. And then what? I'm dead. I step outside and instantly I'd be pierced by some overzealous adventurous spear. I've thought about trying to escape, trust me. It's not an option.
How long have you been in this pit? He shrugs.
I can't tell the time down here. It's been a while. Being undead, I don't need to sleep, so I really don't have any idea.
Do you have any idea why you became undead when you were killed? He shakes his head, accidentally knocking an eyeball loose from its socket.
No.
He says as he tries to place it back where it belongs. I have another question. Frank is still playing chess happily with his buddy.
Hey, it's the living again. How you been? Need something?
Why are you playing chess?
'Cause it's fun. Sides, we got nothing else to do.
He leans toward you confidentially and lowers his voice.
Bert doesn't like to admit it, but he usually loses. I'm a much better chess player.
Hey, do you want to go seek the treasure with me? He thinks for a moment, then says,
Afraid not. I don't have any use for gold or anything, and I don't feel like risking my neck. Again.
Bert nods to you and then continues playing chess.
Something you want?
He says over his shoulder. Frank says he's better than you at chess. Bert chuckles wryly.
He always says that. Even though I always win, he's got it into his head that I keep winning by flukes. I don't bother to correct him anymore.
Why do you think you became undead?
I don't rightly know. I think this place has a curse of some sort, but other than that theory I haven't the slightest.
How did you come to be down here? He falls silent.
Why don't you ask Frank about it?
He says after a pause. Strangely, you have stumbled upon some stairs here. This indicates some form of intelligent life has been, or currently is, here. Perhaps this is more than just a simple cave. A magical barrier blocks your progress deeper into the cave. There are no means to deactivate it nearby, so you should try to find a way past elsewhere. You enter a wide area with small paths leading around the edges of the cavern. Your attention, however, is more directed toward the massive abyss before you. Dropping in a small rock yields no noise. Seems deep. This area is bright with crystalline light, reflecting off the cave ceiling and walls. On a small pad is a bizarre creature, almost unmoving, watching you and regarding you. A tall, skinny, gray humanoid clothed in simply a translucent cloak grips its wide, lethal-looking blade. The bright green eyes study you, trying to determine if you are a threat. This creature appears to be a Vanatai, mysterious and wise beings living deep within the ground in large cavernous realms. After a few tense moments, it relaxes a little and moves nearer to speak with you. This bizarre creature stares at you, curious of what to make of you. Its eyes glow with interest, and it lightens the grip on its strange wave-like blade a little. Eventually it speaks to you, fluently in your own tongue.
I am Railnes of the Vanatai. Who are you that comes to this desolate place? I have not seen your kind here before.
I am an adventurer, seeking the treasures that lie within these caves. He lowers his blade.
I conclude you are not a threat to me. Then, for I have no treasure. Though I have seen many things of great value within the caves. I traveled through the caves north of here to get to where I am. It was dangerous, and I had to put many demonic creatures to rest as I passed. That was many years ago.
Why did you come here, and why through those caves?
It would be best that I start from the very beginning of my struggles,
he says, and motions for you to sit down. Once you are comfortable, he begins his tale.
Long ago, I once was part of a strong Vanatai tribe. These Vanatai, unfortunately, were predisposed against human beings, and when they learned of the Empire's great greed and poisonous corruption, they made it their goal to destroy all human life. I disagreed, but I kept to myself. When they started making plans to harm the humans, I decided it was time to act. So I stole into the soul crystal rooms in the cover of night, and took one of the soul crystals in order to damage their operation. Unfortunately, I got this piece of junk.
He points to the crystal pedestal in the back, and you hear a small,
"Hey,
emanate from the crystal. Piece of junk? What do you mean?
Although Vanatai don't like to admit it, even they make mistakes sometimes. A soul of a great and powerful Vanatai was supposed to transcend into this crystal. Somehow, the ritual went awry and they got the wrong being. Inside the crystal is the soul of Banek, one of the most foolish Vanatai I ever met. He's even as bad as.
He stops himself.
Forgive me. I mean no insult, but most Vanatai are grave and serious. This one is as boisterous as a human. Although he is useful at times, he is not the best traveling companion one could hope for.
The crystal sounds annoyed as it says,
Well, maybe I'd be more agreeable if you wouldn't jolt me around so much when we travel.
Railney sighs.
You see? Needless to say, stealing this crystal did not hinder them much. They still wanted me dead, though, so I fled as far as possible. It took me over 60 years to lose them. Vanatai do not easily forget.
So you are here in hiding? He nods.
I have been living well here, for I managed to seal off the path I came from. I erected magical barriers to keep the demons in, though I laid them to rest. It is sure that they returned from the demon plane by now. If you wish to go in, I will lower the barriers. But I warn you, only the most skilled of warriors can travel in such an area. You should be prepared for the worst before you set foot near it. Go ahead and ask Banek here if you want the barriers lowered. If you intend to go in, I wish you luck.
You approach the crystal and it glows.
Hey,
It says,
I'm Banek. It's nice to have someone to talk to other than grumpy old Railneys. He's not bad, but he has no sense of humor at all. He can't appreciate a good knock-knock joke at all. He doesn't let me sing at all, either. I can't even tell him poems. He's so strict and serious all the time. But anyway, how's it going? No, don't tell me. Having fun hacking up goblins and ghouls, I bet. I wish I could kill some baddies, but Railney says I shouldn't torment them with my mind-controlling powers. It's no fun if I can't do that.
Can you lower the barriers for me?
Sure can. I'll have them down in a jiffy.
The crystal brightens gradually until its light fills the whole room. You cover your eyes to keep from being blinded. Soon the light dims back to the same quiet glow that was present before.
The barriers are gone, so you can enter now.
The crystal glows when you come near.
Hi again, buddy. So you're not dead in some ditch yet, eh? What can I do for you?
Do you know any good knock-knock jokes?
Nope. None of mine are any good. But I bet if I told a good one to Railneys, he'd think it was just stupid. He's like that, you know?
What did you mean by tormenting enemies with mind control powers? The crystal laughs, as strange as it seems.
Let me just say this. Have you ever seen a goblin dance the Macarena?
Chuckles.
I didn't think so.
Do you like living here?
Well, it sure beats traveling or sitting in that stupid room alone back with the Vanatai tribe. One thing's for sure. Existence is a lot less boring since I got stolen away.
How did you become a soul crystal?
I dunno exactly. It was after a large battle with the Hydras, and many were slain. I was among them. Other Vanatai came to encase the soul of a dead sage, but I guess they did it when there were too many freshly killed souls around. The spiritual world is a weird place. I wasn't there long. I found myself whisked away by their magic, and before I knew it I was back in reality and then shunned into an empty room. They didn't destroy me because Vanatai customs don't allow the breaking of crystals. But as a soul crystal, I do get some nice magical powers, so it's fine with me.
The crystal glows brightly as if to show off its power.
At least I have someone to talk to now. Railneys values life, at least, if not humor. Not like those cold-blooded Vanatai back home.
That's all for now. Thanks. Why do you not leave to the surface?
I do not want to be rediscovered by the Vanatai, and even if they do not, there is nowhere for me to go. I am quite content simply dwelling in these caves. Besides, I do not wish to put up with traveling with Bannock again. Saying that he can be irritating is putting it mildly.
That's quite a nice sword. He nods.
Thank you. I received it as my initiation gift when becoming a blade. It saved me many times. Strange to think that my life has depended upon a piece of sharpened metal, isn't it?
What's a blade?
A blade is the highest rank of warrior in the tribes of the Vanatai. Since my crime against the tribe, I am probably not referred to as a blade anymore, seeing as blade is a title of honor. But I think I have earned it for my refusal of such evils as what my tribe wished.
Your decision is worthy of such a title.
Thank you.
He returns to cleaning his blade. As you enter this underground building, you almost immediately sense that there is great evil nearby. This place reeks of malevolence, and the blood on the floor doesn't put you at ease. You read the sign. The sign is unreadable because of numerous burns and many scratch marks. The moment you enter this room, you know something is wrong. The thought of inevitable death passes through your mind, and for a moment it feels like you are surrounded by an inescapable, impenetrable wall of darkness. The feeling passes, but it leaves you uncomfortable and nervous. Your doubts about this room are justified as the corpse in the center of the room starts to glow. A whisk of purplish air flies from it to somewhere, and then all movement ceases for a moment. A few seconds later, you notice that's not all that was inhabiting the carcass. A large creature steps out from the corpse as if it were climbing out a trapdoor. Its body shines with demonic fire, and it turns to you with a hungry look on its face. You read the sign, Room of the Damned. As you enter the room, you stumble on an old moth-eaten broom. It appears this is a janitor's room. Suddenly you notice the air in front of you is purple. The purple mist flows around you, then back in front of you where it begins to materialize as ghostly beings. These ghosts are not in the least friendly. Darn. The book on the pedestal is unbelievably worn, and you are surprised that the pages don't crumble at your touch. Contains some very interesting text. The Oath of the Black Guild. I pledge my soul and body to the Black Guild, and I shall serve the guild and its masters for eternity. Never shall I renounce this oath or be eternal damnation upon me. Always will I uphold the code of the guild. May the darkness envelop me as I become one with death, merging the essences of war, chaos, and pain into my being. With the power granted me by these forces, I shall strive to mend the plague that is life. In death we shall rejoice. I destroy all those who refuse the way that is open to them, sending them to pain rather than the stillness. I call upon the dark powers that be to aid me. Infuse my body with unholy power so that I may serve. This book shows that this place was apparently built by a group of cultists. Their beliefs seem to follow that life is a plague. It doesn't make you hopeful about what lies further in the building. These books all contain dark curses and witchcraft, which are mostly bogus. A few here and there contain summoning rites for fell demons, but all of them are entirely unsafe and death is guaranteed if you were to attempt them. You find a stout wooden lever emerging from a slot in the floor. It is set all the way to one side. Pull the lever. When you enter into the small tunnel, you hear the shrill noise of cackling laughter from ahead. There is sure to be something troublesome here. You read the sign. This sign is torn to bits. You read the sign. Amidst the numerous claw marks and burns, you can barely make out the word conjuration. This is a self-help book for summoning the beasts of the netherworld. It includes many tips about stopping your summoned creatures from slaughtering you, mentioning many times not to annoy them. An excerpt: Hellspawn are intelligent beings, and like most intelligent life, they have feelings. Don't hurt their feelings or they may hurt your spine a lot more. Insults and the like are not recommended for keeping your demon in line. With a swirl of purple mist, another group of ethereal foes appears before you. You read the sign. Failure to pay weekly dues is punishable with death. You read the sign. Place dues in box.
Why? Intruders? Need more time.
As you approach the door, for a moment you sense a nearly overwhelming force of evil and darkness. A strong, malevolent force is somewhere beyond this door, it seems. Better pack extra sandwiches just in case. A chilly blast of air swirls by you as you step into the musty room. There are several graves in the room, but there does not appear to be anything moving in the earth before them. In the center of the room is a large stone pad, slightly sticking out of the ground almost as if it were a button. You step on the platform and it shifts down to be level with the floor. A rumble is heard as a part of the south wall moves away. This appears to be the path Railneys came from. It is long and winding and also very dark and close. You doubt you could fit into some areas. You decide not to travel any farther into it. The inscription reads, "Always I will uphold the code of the guild." The inscription reads, "Never shall I renounce this oath or be eternal damnation upon me." The inscription reads, "With the power granted me by these forces, I shall strive to mend the plague that is life." The inscription reads, "I shall serve the guild and its masters for eternity." The inscription reads, "May the darkness envelop me as I become one with death, merging the essences of war, chaos, and pain into my being." The inscription reads, "In death we shall rejoice."
You again? Why aren't you dead yet? Grr. Take this, puny mortal people. Ha! What do you say to that? Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go. Evil plans don't execute themselves.
Now that you've met the bizarre Lich-like being again, perhaps you'd better inspect these graves. Hint, hint, nudge, wink, and so forth. Suddenly you hear a loud click, and a part of the east wall moves away. With a great flash of light, the Lich guy teleports into the room with a look of fury on his face.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
He roars as he starts to conjure a spell.
Come with me, and I will show you my super evil plan.
Lichman reappears before you, this time looking maliciously content.
I gotcha now.
He cackles.
I've held you off long enough that I've perfected my spell. Wanna know what it does? Well, too bad.
He snaps.
'Cause I'm gonna show you anyway.
He starts waving his hands around and chanting. You watch in horror as skeletal warriors climb from the skull piles, looking at you from empty eye sockets. You can feel their hatred as it surrounds and oppresses you. The Lich cackles uproariously as if this is the funniest thing he's ever seen.
You see,
he says, still laughing.
I've been tinkering with this spell for a long time now, and it's finally ready to be used against you puny mortals. And it makes lots of skeletons.
He says proudly.
Soon I'll make even more, lots of skeletons. And what then, mortal? What then?
He clenches his bony fist as he says this, and the skeletons ready their blades.
Your stupid little world will be crushed to smithereens. Smithereens, I tell you, smithereens.
He yells, laughing insanely. Suddenly he stops and realizes it's time to make his exit. He takes a few steps back and disappears, leaving you to deal with Lotsa evil minions. On a tall, glowing pedestal lays a small, glistening orb. You can feel it radiating a powerful energy from within. What do you want to do? Destroy it. You smash the orb with all the force you can muster, and suddenly a blinding light fills the room as it shatters into a million pieces. A phantom image of the Lich passes by you for a moment, and then it is gone. The dust settles and the light dims back to normal, when suddenly the ground is shaken by a devastating quake. The place seems to be caving in on itself. You'd better find a way to escape and fast. As you clamber up the steep incline, an explosion shakes the whole mountain. The earth beneath you begins to buckle and you scramble for the light at the top of the slope. The rumbling sound all around you is deafening. You finally stagger out of the exit and run away from it, and you turn to see the whole cave collapse upon itself. You are on a small mountain path unseen from outside. With a little hiking, you reach a crossroads where you can travel safely. Turning back, you recall your friends Railnes and Bannock, but you realize that they have been through much worse. They no doubt escaped to safety. Unfortunately, you found no vast treasures within the caves as were described, but you have gained much experience, and you have cleared the world of another menace. Overall, the quest was a satisfying one. After your silent reflection, you face the path before you and begin your long walk to civilization. A vast world filled with opportunities for adventurers such as you is waiting, and your spirits soar at the thought. And so, having completed your quest, you trot off into the mountains, their peaks lit by a bright sunset. The end.